You know, for the last 25 years, search has been this one simple thing, right? You type some words into a box, you get a list of blue links. That idea, it pretty much built the modern internet. But that entire way of doing things is about to get completely rewritten, all thanks to artificial intelligence.
And it all starts with a problem that honestly feels like it should have been solved a decade ago. Why is it that when you type something super simple, like shirts without stripes, into a search engine, you almost always get a page full of, well, shirts with stripes? It seems like a small thing, but that simple failure points to a really fundamental flaw in how search has always worked.
And Will Brick from XAAI just nails it. The problem is that the system literally doesn't understand the word without. It's not grasping your meaning. It isn't getting the relationship between the words. It's just playing a keyword matching game. And believe it or not, that one tiny failure, that's the key to this whole revolution that's happening right now.
Okay, so to really get where we're going, we have to understand where we've been. Let's rewind the clock a bit, back to the dawn of the modern search engine, which was built on a really powerful, but as we're about to see, ultimately limited idea.
So back in 1998, Google just changed the world with PageRank. It was all about indexing the web by keywords, and for its time, it was absolute genius. But then you fast forward to 2021, and you've got these models like GPT-3 that show what real language understanding looks like. And suddenly, that old keyword model starts to feel, well, ancient. It became super clear really fast. We needed a totally new kind of search for a new kind of user.
So what's actually going on under the hood? What's the technical reason for this blind spot? I mean, how can a system that can index trillions of web pages get completely tripped up by a simple word like without? Well, the answer's all about how the information gets organized in the first place. Okay, think of it like this. The old way, keyword indexing, is kind of like a giant simple dictionary. It sees the word brown, and it just points to every document that has that word in it. It has no clue what brown actually means. But the new approach, semantic embeddings, is a totally different ballgame. It uses AI to turn an entire document into a long list of numbers, an embedding that actually captures its meaning. This numerical fingerprint understands context, relationships, and yeah, even a word like without. So, when you build a search engine on top of these semantic embeddings, you get something fundamentally new. You get a search engine that doesn't just match words, it actually understands what you're trying to ask. And this is exactly what the team at Exa did. After a year and a half of some really deep research, they launched their new search engine in November of 2022. And it was built to handle these complex, human-like questions. So for the first time, searching shirts without stripes actually worked.
The response was immediate. People on Twitter were just floored. You could search with whole paragraphs, ask these incredibly specific questions. It really felt like a true breakthrough, a completely new paradigm for finding information. It was a massive success for about 2 weeks.
Because right as this new era of search was starting, an absolute earthquake hit the tech world, one that threatened to make the entire idea of a search engine completely obsolete, seemingly overnight.
Yep. Just 2 weeks after their big launch, a little thing called ChatGPT was announced, and everything changed. I mean, can you imagine? The team that had just reinvented search was suddenly facing a total existential crisis. If an AI could just give you the answer, why would anyone need to search for it anymore? They were literally asking themselves, is there even a role for search in this new world?
And this became the burning question across the whole industry. Did large language models like ChatGPT just make search engines completely irrelevant? Well, the answer, it turns out, is a definite no. And the reason is really just simple information theory. The knowledge that's stored inside a massive AI model like GPT-4 is something like 10 terabytes. But the live, breathing web, that's over 1 million terabytes, and it's changing every single second. And AI just can't possibly hold all of that information in its head.
So the takeaway here is clear. LLMs are always going to need to access that vast, constantly updating web. Search isn't dead. In fact, in a crazy twist, it suddenly became an absolutely essential tool for the very technology that everyone thought was going to replace it.
But here's the secret that I think most people are missing. The kind of search that an AI needs
It's fundamentally different from the search that was built for you and me.
You see, traditional search engines like Google were optimized for a very particular kind of user. Or as the source material puts it so well, they were built for a different kind of creature entirely.
On one side, you've got us, the slow, flesh human. And let's be honest, we're lazy. We type a few keywords, we want a few good links, and we want them now. Google is perfect for us. But on the other side, you have the AI creature. It doesn't use keywords. It queries with complex paragraphs. It's not looking for a few links. It wants comprehensive knowledge. And its patience is infinite. It can process 10,000 pages in the time it takes us to read one headline. You just can't build the same search engine for these two creatures.
So what does this AI searcher actually want? It wants precision and control. It wants to search with entire paragraphs of context that it might have about you. It wants comprehensive results, not just the popular ones. If it's looking for every company in a certain space, it wants all of them, not just the top 10 that Google thinks you'll click on. It needs the ability to get back thousands or even tens of thousands of results and process them all.
And this realization, it unlocks an absolutely incredible future. A future where search becomes a universal tool for getting information in ways that we've never been able to before.
Look at this. It shows how the universe of questions we can ask is just expanding. For years, we were stuck with simple keyword queries. Then LLMs opened up new kinds of questions. But now, with search that's built for AI, we can ask for things like people in San Francisco who know assembly, or find every article that argues for X but not Y. The whole web is becoming a filterable database. And there are entire categories of questions we haven't even thought of yet.
And all of this is pointing toward one ultimate vision: a single, powerful API that lets any AI agent pull any piece of information it needs from the web, no matter how complicated the query. It's the world's knowledge on demand for AI.
And that leaves us with one final, fascinating question to think about. Once we give our AI agents the power to query the entirety of human knowledge with perfect understanding, what incredible things are we going to ask them to build?